Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining today's session in our Interstellar Insight series, inspired by my new book, What Space Got to Do with It? An Interstellar Guide to Success. This series explores the four pillars of success: leadership, awareness, access, and action. And today we're going to spotlight two of those: awareness and access. Awareness is our compass. It helps us recognize opportunities, sharpen our focus, and envision what's possible. Access, which often comes through entrepreneurship, provides the pathways and systems that support the structures that transform vision into reality. Today's session is titled Vision into Reality: Harnessing Awareness and Entrepreneurship for Global Impact. We'll explore how awareness, as highlighted in Chapter 2, sparks imagination and inspires national and global movements. Then we'll look at access through entrepreneurship in Chapter 6, how bold ideas, when paired with resilience and purpose, open doors and create opportunities for many. Together, these insights remind us that awareness illuminates the path and access ensures others can walk on it. I hope today's conversation leaves you inspired with practical wisdom to chart your own course and help others rise with you. I'm now deeply grateful to introduce our amazing guests for today and leaders highlighted in the book. It's my distinct honor to welcome Amar Al-Rawahi, a visionary leader shaping Oman's innovation and space ecosystem. As featured in Chapter 2, which is Awareness, Your Cosmic Compass, Amar's work shows how awareness becomes a powerful compass for nations and individuals alike. From inspiring students to influencing national policy, he demonstrates that awareness is the spark that can ignite transformation. Amar, thank you for joining us today. Could you share a little bit
Thank
about your thank you. Could you share a little bit about your personal journey? What first inspired you to champion awareness in Oman's space ecosystem and how your journey has shaped the work you're doing today? Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley, for having me today. And I'm glad that to be contributed and to be part of this book. First of all, what has inspired me, I would like to say it's two main stages. One stage was the passion of space since childhood. It's a long story, but I can make it short. While my father was in sabbatical leave for a professory research in Tucson, Arizona, in the University of Arizona. So while he was going one of the evenings to the faculty, so from the parking area to the faculty, we have seen a stargazing. So that was my first time to see the moon. I was in age 12. So it was my changing point since that day to have more curiosity in space and astronomy. The second stage, or I would like to say, from the professional stage, my inspiration came from a simple question: why shouldn't Oman have its place in the global space economy? From early on, I realized that if we wanted a space industry, awareness had to come the first. Students needed to know the opportunities in space and to be more, I would like to say, having the injection of scientific curiosity, because the fuel of development is the scientific curiosity. Policymakers need to see the benefits of space, and the community need to feel the ownership. Over 18 years of experience, I've been fortunate that I have covered almost the key aspects of space industry, from astronomical part, astronomical technologies and space technologies, satellite Earth observation and satellite communication, space policy, formulating space policy and strategy, to the space economy specialization from MIT, by leading operations, projects, strategies, and I would like to say attracting investments and also international partnerships.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. That's so exciting. Now, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Khalud Almani, an award-winning global leader in AI, entrepreneurship, and digital transformation. As featured in Chapter 6, Access Through Entrepreneurship and Innovation, Khalud's journey illustrates how entrepreneurship isn't just about building companies. It's about building systems of access. Her work demonstrates that when innovation is paired with purpose, it has the power to open doors for entire communities. Khulud, we'd love to hear more about your journey. What inspired you to return to Saudi Arabia and build an entrepreneurial ecosystem there? And how has that decision shaped the way you view space through innovation?
Well, Shelley, thank you very much for inviting me to join this session and for featuring me and featuring my journey in your book, What's Space Got to Do with It? I'm honored to be featured in chapter 6, actually, featuring, access through entrepreneurship and innovation, and to share how my work translates research into, purpose-driven products and systems that create access and opportunity. And it's always a privilege to be here today with this global community. So, actually, to start off, I was born and educated in the US. And that was actually during my early and middle school years. And that actually gave me like an exposure to diverse cultures and global perspective that actually shaped, my vision of entrepreneurship and even innovation. Following that, my professional path in Saudi Arabia began in academia, where I spent many years teaching and conducting research at King Saud University and Princess Noura University. Now, while I really loved the academic world, I often felt that there is so much valuable research that never made its way into practice, as my passion has always been to transform, such, valuable research and innovative ideas into products that can serve society. So this is actually one of the, the drivers that drove me that in that direction. And in addition, and throughout my, my education life, I've been always, inspired by the Schumpeterian school of thought, which views entrepreneurship as a force of, what he calls creative destruction, where it emphasizes opportunity-driven entrepreneurship, where we proactively build systems of innovation versus necessity-driven entrepreneurship, which often stems from survival needs. So, all in all, that philosophy became a guiding principle in my journey. And after many years as a university professor, and with the inspiration that was brought by the Saudi Vision 2030, I felt actually that that was the perfect time to put that philosophy into action, particularly since I've always been, passionate about supporting and empowering digital entrepreneurs and startups around the world. So within that space, I founded VTA, which was a virtual tech accelerator in the UK, aimed at connecting innovators to resources, funding, and partnership. I then co-founded the Forward Angel Investment Company with a group of investors from Saudi Arabia and the Gulf region, where we provide financial and strategic support to digital entrepreneurs and startups worldwide. And at the same time, I founded HKV Tech, and founding HKB Tech was with the aim of driving innovation in the fields of artificial intelligence and digital transformation. As I mentioned, that I'm deeply passionate about cultivating the next generation of digital leaders. So all in all, I can say that returning to Saudi Arabia was about aligning my academic foundation, entrepreneurial philosophy, and global perspective with the Saudi Vision 2030, and with the aim of creating, ecosystems that actually don't just innovate, but create access and opportunity for the entire community.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that background and insight. And thank you again for both joining us today and for being part of this incredible book. Our next section is some themed questions I've come up with. And so our first theme is called Awareness as a Catalyst. And Amar, the first question under this theme is for you. Your chapter illustrates how awareness is that first spark. You even mentioned it in your intro, that first spark of transformation. Can you share a moment when awareness, whether in policy, education, or culture, ignited a new direction for Oman's space ecosystem?
Yes. So in order to, our mission, or I would like to say from my perspective, is we wanted to grow Oman's space sector and to connect it with the regional and global market, and ensure that our youth see space not as something is distant, but as a field where they can belong and lead. Um, from the personal perspective, I've seen awareness act the spark many times. In education, the spark came when we introduced space and astronomy topics in schools and universities. Suddenly, students who had never thought about space saw a future of that as a path for their careers and also for their scientific curiosity. We have witnessed many schools or many graduates from schools and universities. Now they are more passionate and also paving the way of their career, and also creating new entrepreneurship or new startups related to space or space-related activities. In policy and strategy level, it came when I reached seniority level or senior roles, and was able to align Oman's strategy with the international standards, also aligned with the Oman's education strategy, Oman's ICT strategy, which are all correlated with space, to show more awareness of the as is situation. The as is situation honestly helped us identify the gaps and act on them. Currently, awareness took shape in moments like community excitement around astronomical observation, or buzz around scientific rockets launching, what is satellite operations, and how satellite communicate with connected areas with unconnected areas, how satellites can also predict any crisis or any risks can be happened. Today, when I see some of those programs, such as CubeSats programs, open satellite data platform that have been initiated and published, national policies since 2 years back when I was in the government. Some investments have been implemented currently, when I would like to say in the company that I'm in, and other companies that have been already executed and or live on in the market. I see that outcomes of early awareness, we helped ignite reaching to the orbit.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Under that same theme of awareness as a catalyst, Khulud, you often talk about awareness not just as knowing, but as recognizing opportunity. How has awareness guided your entrepreneurial decisions, especially when building ecosystems of innovation in Saudi Arabia?
That's a great question, Shelley. Well, indeed, awareness for me is not just about knowing. Of course, it's always about recognizing opportunities early and aligning them with, a bigger vision. And one of the best examples is the founding of HKB Tech, and how we actually positioned ourselves in Saudi Arabia's AI journey. So to start off, the inspiration for founding HKB Tech actually came from my deep belief in the transformative power of technology to address global challenges around the world. And throughout my career, I observed really, I was really, caught by observing a gap in, the applications of cutting edge technologies in areas such as healthcare, sustainability, and digital transformation. And I really saw an opportunity to leverage my, expertise in AI and deep tech to, bridge such gaps. So and this actually was actually with the aim of creating solutions that not only innovate, but we also need to drive meaningful change in, the society and the community and also the environment where we are. So HKB Tech was founded with the mission to develop and deploy AI-driven solutions that are sustainable and ethical as well. And it's indeed, an exciting time for us here at HKB Tech as we've established the Saudi AI Center of Excellence, which is a significant milestone in our commitment to driving innovation in the field of artificial intelligence. And it has always been my passion. And this is actually not only on a local level, but also on a global level. So the center actually operates under the umbrella of HKB Tech and serves as, a hub of R&D research and development of our exclusive patented AI products and IPs, with our vision of contributing to the global AI ecosystem, as I mentioned. And this actually is in strategic partnerships with leading institutes and global technology companies, including Google, Amazon Web Services, and NVIDIA. We actually value those strategic partnerships because they allow us actually to harness the expertise, the infrastructure, and the cutting edge technologies of these industry giants. And we're actually working together as part of a global team. We're targeting actually high impact AI projects that we feel that they have the power to potentially transform industries. And in that space, we're positioning ourselves to, push boundaries in what AI can achieve actually. So all in all, we can say that these partnerships enable us to develop scalable and innovative AI solutions across multiple sectors, which are very important today, including healthcare, finance, education, among others. Another thing that we're very extremely proud of today is that we have selected to join NVIDIA's AI Inception program, and this program actually it acts like an accelerator for AI, scale ups, companies and scale ups that have the potential for growth and innovation. And it supports companies like ours that are developing high impact disruptive technologies. And as we all know, NVIDIA has been at the forefront of AI innovation, and being part, of this global network enables us to access their powerful computational tools and expertise. It's also worth mentioning, that OpenAI, the company that developed ChatGPT, was also part of NVIDIA's Inception program, AI Inception program. And this actually highlights the immense potential for growth and innovation that this program fosters. And we're actually today excited to follow, in the footsteps of pioneers like OpenAI, with the hope to create groundbreaking AI products that will revolutionize industries, hopefully, as we aim.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for those excellent, insightful answers. We're going to pivot to our next focused theme questions, which is on entrepreneurship as access. So, Claude, we'll start with you. Entrepreneurship is often described as building something out of nothing, but your chapter shows it's also about building access. What principles guide you when creating platforms that open doors for others?
That's an excellent question, and I'm a strong believer of that. I strongly believe actually that entrepreneurship is definitely it's not only about building companies, and that, as you mentioned, it's all about building access and opening doors. Whether I just spoke about, sectors like healthcare, sports, education, among others. And some of our innovations in that space demonstrate this clearly, as we aim at HKB Tech to build a portfolio of sustainable, patented, in-house developed products across sectors such as AI, IoT, biotech, and climate tech. And all of those are protected by our own intellectual property. One of our patented innovations is an AOT, which is an AI-driven IoT wearable that is actually more like a smart interactive system for pain detection and prediction. And this is powered by advanced nano optical sensors and 15 additional IoT sensors. And those are all, coupled with an AI model built for pain measurement and prediction. Such solution as this has high impact applications in healthcare, sports, military, and paramilitary applications and sectors. And we're actually currently in the commercial production phase, which is something we're excited and proud of. Another similar thing is that we're building an AI. We're already on the final stages of building the AI drug discovery project in collaboration with NVIDIA, which is actually an advanced software solution designed to streamline and enhance processes of discovering new therapeutic uses for existing drugs. And this actually uses AI and machine learning models to analyze large data sets of existing drugs. Such data sets typically contain information about, the detailed information about the drug's chemical structure and properties and their interaction with biological systems. And by applying advanced algorithms, the AI system has the power of predicting new applications by identifying patterns and correlations between, the drug's properties and their effects on various diseases. So, for instance, let me give you, for example, if a drug, for instance, is originally developed for treating, let's say, a heart disease, it may also show potential in treating a completely unrelated condition, such as certain types of cancer, for example. So the AI helps in drug repurposing, and this process can greatly, speed up the availability of treatments because these drugs have already been tested for safety in humans, in addition to reducing, the cost and time of developing new drugs from scratch. And such R&D requires maybe a decade or so and billions of dollars. So all in all, this AI drug discovery project leverages the power of AI to accelerate drug repurposing, aiming to reduce cost and expanding treatment options so that pharma companies can avoid some stages of clinical trials, since drugs safety has already been established. So, to sum up, I'd say that those projects and products that we're developing show actually how entrepreneurship is really about opening doors, as you just mentioned, whether it's in healthcare, sports, or education, or other sectors like biotech and climate tech.
That's excellent. Thank you so much for that wonderful example. And we'll stay under the same theme. You're welcome. We'll stay under the same theme of entrepreneurship as access. And the next question is for you, Amar. You've worked on policies and initiatives that help students and young professionals access opportunities in space and technology. How do you see entrepreneurship or entrepreneurial thinking playing a role in giving them access?
Yes. Before talking about the entrepreneurial thinking and how entrepreneurship can strive the way to make it unreal and action, Let me go back to the historical timeline of Oman space industry. The momentum of space industry in Oman started since 1970s by establishing many ground stations all over Oman in some key areas, and also having some activities and application related to Earth observation and mapping through satellites, using satellite communication as a service for some telecom operators. But at that moment, space wasn't recognized, or those activities wasn't recognized as a space industry. And it was, I think, in parallel with what is happening worldwide. When we see space came from the middle of 20th century. Before that, the astronomical part came as I would like to say, the ignition towards to space, and then the international players came and to discover the space, and the backbone of that was the astronomical exploration, and the activities comes beyond the exploration. What happened in Oman, it was also the same. The astronomical part came before, and it was the base from the bottom line of when we talk about country-wise from bottom to the top. Bottom line, they have, I would like to say, initiate those activities in order to have more curiosity, more awareness about astronomy and space. And then when it shifted 5 years back, since the government, they have recognized that we need to have something in space, and to what I would like to say, to have a government entity to be the umbrella of the space activities, and to bring all the distracted points or distracted initiatives in one table. The initiative was that the government, they need to have a Oman space policy and strategy. So we have seen that shift after the policy came. Indeed, policies and strategies create the framework. They are the railway of the economy, but the entrepreneurship is the train that actually moves the ideas forward. Without entrepreneurs, those policies remain just, I would like to say, plans on paper. Our role as experts, or I would like to say from our humble experience, is to guide students and startups to the right tracks, so their ideas translate into solutions that fit our local context and market needs. That's why in Oman and the region, entrepreneurship is just, it's not just about business, it's about creating innovation ecosystem. So when we have seen, I mean, when Oman has published the Oman space policy and strategy, we have seen that now the space industry became more in a growing stage. We have more than 10 space direct space entities or direct space companies and investments, and indirect, or I would like to say, space-related companies, more than 20. So due to these policies and the strategy, those entrepreneurs, once they see the direction of the country, they know where they supposed to go and where they should implement their companies. For instance, when we encourage startups in Earth observation, AI applications for satellites, satellite connectivity with all the streams related to satellite connectivity, IoT, smart solutions, turnkey solutions with satellite, drone applications. We seen that young people use those policies and strategies as a tool to solve real challenges in such as agriculture, logistics, energy, urban development, and environment and other industries. That access builds confidence, and confidence builds industries.
Fantastic. Thank you both for sharing those insights on entrepreneurship as access. I'm going to pivot to our next section now. Our next theme talk is about bridging awareness and access. So, Amar, I'll stay with you on this one. You've emphasized cultural context, how awareness must be rooted in relevance to truly resonate. How do you design awareness efforts so they connect deeply with people and lead to lasting engagements?
Yes. Usually it starts with identifying the gaps when communities or even leaders express, I would like to say, uncertainty or misconceptions. Uh, that's where awareness is most needed. And it is I always say it is the right platform to show and to give some learning lessons and to raise awareness in space and in other industries. By the way, I see every gap as an opportunity. The key is to make awareness relevant. In Oman, that means connecting space to cultural traditions in astronomy, as I mentioned before, to the national priorities like digital transformation. So when we started in astronomy, we have seen that those applications and activities leaded to to have new technologies that develop the astronomical applications toward to the space technologies in satellites and projects. Now it is all under the what we call this as a space industry and space applications as under the umbrella of national digital economy. And by the way, one of the priorities for Oman is to be the regional hub for space applications. When we say space applications, is on the downstream level, Shelley. In space activities, there are upstream and downstream. Upstream is related to manufacturing, related to rocket launching services. And this is what is Oman is positioning itself in upstream level. That is one of the key spots in the world for rocket launching. And now we have one of the companies in cooperation with the government to strive being the regional hub for space logistics. So once you have space launching services, you will have the whole value chain of the space logistics. And this will not only benefit Oman, but also will benefit the region, will benefit other countries such as Saudi Arabia. They are one of the leaders in space, UAE, Qatar, they are also in satellite communication. So promoting and also being, engaging those initiatives and those, I would like to say, awareness in space lead not only communities, but also lead countries and governments. We have built such multiple platforms in lectures, in podcasts, in school programs, when we talk maybe since decades ago, and policy dialogues, where people feel part of this conversation. Awareness sticks when people see themselves reflected in it among the policymakers and also decision makers. That's why it's always not something imported, but something built from within their own context.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. We're going to stay under that same theme of bridging awareness and access, and I'm going to pivot to you to conclude. Your work shows that entrepreneurship is most powerful when it's purpose-driven? How do you ensure that access and opportunity created through entrepreneurship are inclusive and sustainable?
Absolutely, Shelley. I really agree that entrepreneurship is only powerful when it's purpose-driven. And many people are questioning why. Well, the simple answer here is that, awareness on its own is not enough, and access on its own is not enough. So the real question is, how can we connect them in a way that is inclusive and sustainable? And, by inclusive, I really mean access that reaches across people, sectors, and geographies, ensuring women and youth, emerging markets, and different industries can all benefit. And from my personal experience, as a woman leading in deep tech diplomacy, I see I see that there is a significant impact, in fostering sustainable and ethical AI ecosystems. Particularly, in recent years, there has been a considerable amount of attention driven towards sustainability and sustainable digital transformation and innovation. And that the reason is that sustainability concerns are more and more becoming of great significance for both governments and policymakers in planning their strategies and policies towards SDGs. And it's all with the ultimate goal of satisfying the national economy's needs for natural resources without compromising the needs of future generations, which is actually in line with the UN 2030 sustainability plan. I think today that we stand at the convergence of three dimensions, namely speaking about deep tech, sustainability, and diplomacy. And this, convergence actually holds great potential of the most pressing, challenges facing humanity. I think this is important in a quest to reshape the future of our planet. And this is actually why building ecosystems is so critical, because sustainability and inclusivity both depend on collaboration, not isolation. And this is actually the bold line that we need to focus on.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate your insight on that theme topic of bridging awareness and access. And now we'll pivot
Thank
to
you.
oh, you're welcome. And now we'll pivot to our next themed focus area, which is on building ecosystems that empower. So, Khulud, I'll stay with you. Through HKB Tech and your global roles, you've built ecosystems that support startups, women, and youth. What are the essential ingredients of an ecosystem that truly empowers?
I mean, I really like to speak about such ecosystems and their ingredients. And from my perspective, I see that the key ingredients are collaboration, innovation, and intentional design. And within this topic, I would say that one of the clearest examples of this in action is our work in the climate tech. As we are in the climate space here, we're currently actually implementing an innovative CCUS, which is actually a carbon capture, utilization, and storage solution. And it's actually designed to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it into useful products. Thereby, helping to mitigate, the impacts of climate change. And I think that such innovation of bioenergy with carbon capture, utilization, and storage has the potential to play, like a crucial role in achieving global climate goals. And it's actually today, as I mentioned previously, it's a key focus for governments and research centers around the world, which is also in line with the UN 2030 sustainability plan. And I'm a strong believer that we actually need to harness the power of emerging technologies, including AI, quantum computing, biotech, and climate tech. And to achieve this would involve, adopting eco-friendly practices and finding creative and efficient solutions to address pressing environmental challenges, such as what we mentioned a while ago: climate change, pollution, and carbon emission. Yet it's actually worth mentioning that such technologies can still, raise multiple challenges in relation to AI ethics, data privacy, data security, among others. And this actually calls for the enforcement of laws and regulations by policymakers for AI governance to attain what we call responsible AI and safe AI. So, to sum up, I can say that access doesn't happen by accident. It must be actually designed intentionally. And if we design it right, then our goal of innovation to become not just a technology of today, but also a legacy for tomorrow and the future.
Excellent. Thank you so much for that insightful answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to stay on the same theme of building ecosystems that empower. And this time, Amar, I'm going to ask you about how you've inspired awareness through classrooms, research, and policy. What do you believe it takes to translate that awareness into ecosystems where students and scientists and entrepreneurs feel they belong and can thrive?
Yes. It's a great question, Shelley, within this context. To build an ecosystem, awareness must be followed by action. And it doesn't come, randomly. It needs more initiatives, more momentums. That means creating opportunities where students, scientists, and entrepreneurs can test themselves and contribute and see themselves as I would like to say, one of the distinguished in the space industry. I believe in three things: context, evidence, and experience. We must understand each audience and speak their language in order to convince them, in order also to engage them within the industry. We must show the data. We must show the success stories. When I say data, I mean numbers, also figures in the global space economy, how Oman can contribute or to be part of this global track or global race or global competition. Also showing the success stories. It's such an eye-opening for those segments, either scientists, students, or entrepreneurs, even though the leaders or the decision makers. Sometimes when we meet them, we need to know what is on their mind, and also what is their win-win at the end. So in order to convince them and also to build that awareness, lead it to the ecosystem. And most importantly, we must give the real opportunities through delegating responsibilities involving all those segments in such projects that related to them, and letting them experience the challenges firsthand. The more people we bring into the space sector or to the industry or to also to the space related industries, the more it grows and into a living ecosystem. From my perspective, or from my point of view, when I see new startups forming, young engineers joining this industry, joining some satellite projects or research, publishing on space science or space studies, we acknowledge, or I would like to say, we are coming more happier that this ecosystem is shaping, and we know that awareness is leading better and better achievement and actions.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for those wonderful answers. Those were incredible. As we close, what is one message you hope the audience carries with them about awareness, access, or about building a future where vision becomes reality? Amar, I'll start with you on your closing thoughts.
Thanks, Shelley. Awareness is not just knowledge, it's a responsibility. Each of us can contribute by sharing what we know, volunteering in our time. Yes, we have our professional other. I mean, we have different hats, volunteering hats, and also professional, or I would like to say career-wise. But I always say that we need to give us at least some free time, catalyzing all those startups, entrepreneurs, in order them to be part of this ecosystem and also shaping the ecosystem. My message is for all of those audience to stay honest, stay focused, stay dedicated. When I say stay focused on the stream that they are trying to pave the way while they are starting their business. Stay dedicated, as the results of each project need dedication. So without dedication, they will never reach to the outcomes. Keep learning about the market and the numbers, build relations and maintaining the relations, support the next generation. All of those components, when it combine with awareness and actions, always solutions and services become more into real and having better competitive advantage. The credibility is what sustains success. If we do these initiatives, we don't just build companies, we build a future where Oman and other region stand as partners in the global space economy.
Thank you so much, Amar, and we're grateful for you joining us today. Thank you for those insights. Again,
Thanks.
You're welcome. As we close, Khulud, we'd love to hear your closing thoughts and messages for our audience today.
Well, Shelley, thank you. This is always the message I pass to entrepreneurs. My advice is always to stay informed, to be innovative, and collaborate with experts in the field. I ask entrepreneurs and have this message that they need to focus on developing sustainable solutions that address environmental problems. I would also stress the importance of embracing challenges as learning opportunities and always try to be resilient. And most importantly, stay committed to your vision, a vision of making always a positive impact on your society and the environment through technology and innovation. And that would be always the message I pass to such entrepreneurs.
Thank you so much, Khulud, and thank you for your time in joining us today.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you for having me in this session. It's been actually a pleasure to exchange, ideas with such great minds like yours, Shelley, and with Ammar, and with your impressing audience. Thank you.
Thank you. And again, as you highlighted, this has been a powerful session. Thank you both for joining us. Today, we had the privilege of hearing from two extraordinary global leaders whose journeys remind us of the power of awareness and access. Amar, who's featured in Chapter 2, Cosmic Compass, shows us how awareness is more than information, it's inspiration for direction. Thank you again, Amar, for joining us.
Thanks, Shelley, and thanks to the audience that hopefully we contribute some, I would like to say, benefits points to them. And it was my pleasure also to be among with Dr. Khulud, and we see the what it's called the complementary points between space and AI.
Thank you so much. Absolute
Thank
space,
you.
space AI, quantum. We could have gone in a whole nother direction on this talk, but we'll save that for the future. Dr. Khulud Omani, thank you again so much. You're featured in Chapter 6, which is about access through entrepreneurship and innovation. And you demonstrated how access is built when bold ideas meet purpose. And again, thank you so much for joining and sharing your insights with us today.
Thank you so much, Shelley. I really appreciate this session and featuring me in your book, and look forward to to collaborate and potentially have future discussions.
Absolutely. It's been my pleasure. Now, for our
My pleasure.
audience, you're welcome. Now, for my audience today, as you leave this session, I invite you to carry one insight forward, something that moved you, challenged you, or gave you clarity. Maybe it's the reminder that awareness is more than knowledge, it's the compass that guides curiosity into capability. Maybe it's the realization that entrepreneurship is a pathway to access, building systems and opening doors for others. Or perhaps it's a renewed commitment to designing opportunities in your own sphere of influence intentionally and with purpose. Whatever it is, don't wait. Take that insight and put it into motion this week. If today's conversation inspired you, I encourage you to dive deeper into the full journey of what space got to do with it, an interstellar guide to success. This is just the beginning of our Interstellar Insight series. Over the coming sessions, we'll explore the foundational pillars of the book leadership, awareness, access, and action through the voices of global changemakers who are building the future every day. Until next time, I'm Shelley Brunswick, and I look forward to seeing you around the galaxy.